Hello, everybody. Woo, this moves. Note to everyone who comes up here, this moves. So, hello, I'm Amber McAfee. I am the governing board president here at EVIT, and this is technically a board meeting. So we're going to do some formalities really quickly, and then we're going to enjoy the wonderful accomplishments of the students here, which is why we're all here. And then we will actually leave and go do the other formalities of the board meeting, and you can stay here and hang out and take pictures and enjoy your night. So first of all, I'm calling the board meeting to order tonight for the EVIT Governing Board. And we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I will lead that. So please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And just before I turn it over to Dr. Wilson, I just want to say on behalf of the board that we are very proud of you, and we're really excited to be a part of this night, celebrating all of the student presentations and all of the accomplishments of the students this year. So well done, everyone. Dr. Wilson. And Tammy, I don't know if you need me to say this is item number 3, but item number 3, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you. Good evening. It is a pleasure to have you all here tonight to celebrate the success of your children or your loved ones. It's an honor to be here. And to get us started, I'm actually going to turn it over to Dean Schwartz, who's going to get the party started. Ms. Schwartz.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Members of the board, thank you for allowing us to come and recognize our students today. This is honestly my favorite time of the year because it's when we see the accomplishments and all the hard work that our teachers have put in, and more importantly, the hard work that you as students have put in come to fruition, and we're able to recognize you for all of the work that you've done this year. So I would like to introduce 2 of our instructors. They are HOSA advisors. I have Mr. Brian Winstead, who is our HOSA chair, and also Ms. Caitlin Tellez, who is part of our HOSA recognitions co-chair. So if you would, please come on up.
Thank you guys for being here, and students and families. This night is about you guys and the hard work of our students over the course of the last couple of years. Many of them have accomplished a lot of great things, and today we want to celebrate some of those accomplishments. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Tellez, who's going to introduce some of the group real quick.
The Arizona HOSA Pulse Awards are designed for individual members to receive recognition for incredible dedication in and out of the classroom. All affiliated paid HOSA members are eligible for receiving these awards. This program hopes to recognize and increase engagement for all future health professionals. The categories are Learn, Lead, Serve, and Innovate. We have a gold, silver, and bronze awards for our students. It's based on how many marks that they hit. And so at this time, are we presenting the Pulse Awards?
Let's have the gold. Yep.
Okay, so if you got a gold medal from the Pulse Awards, please come on up. So we have Antonio Ibarra Tabuyo, Sarai Rico Cortez, Gabriel Gavlik, Samiksha Varahager, Goretti Ramirez Rodriguez, and Jacqueline Martinez Corona. Over, James. The next set of awards we're going to introduce is the Barbara James Award. The Barbara James Award is to recognize students who put in volunteer hours. So these are students that use their own spare time to volunteer for some health organization, whether it's a hospital, hospice, urgent care, vet clinic. They need a minimum of 100 hours to just get the Bronze Award. They need over 250 to get the Gold Award, and believe it or not, we have over 16 students that have won these awards, which is amazing. So we have 8 gold medalists. Can the 8 gold medalists please stand up? We have 2 silver medalists. Will the silver medalists please stand up? And then we had 7 students win the bronze award. Will you please stand up?
All right, and then the last part of what we like to celebrate is throughout the year, our students prepare in their field to go compete. And they go into competition at a regional competition and a state competition, and now they're preparing for their international. The great thing about these competitions, it teaches them to compete, to go out there and be outside of their box. But biggest thing is they are getting better in the field of their study. They are doing the skills they will do in the field in front of judges to continue to be better and being well-spoken, come out of their box, being able to soft skills, communicate, and show them that they know the steps of what they'll do when they get out in the field. So this year, we took about 96 students to the State Leadership Conference in Tucson, and 16 of them finished top 3 and earned a right to go to Nashville, Tennessee for our international conference in June. So at this time, we are going to celebrate those students that are going to the international conference. First, we had 7 gold members that finished first place in their division. If they could come across stage for me right now. And some of these students did anything from speaking skills where they had to say a speech in front of a judge or performing CPR or performing their phlebotomy skills in front of judges to show them what they've learned. We had 6 silver. So if the silver competitors can stand up and cross stage. And we also had 3 bronze winners. If the bronze winners can stand up across stage. Congratulations to all those that finished top 3. They will be headed out on June 17th to Nashville, Tennessee for a week for the State Leadership Conference and be able to one more time try to go compete for gold, silver, or bronze in Nashville. Finally, we had one last award to celebrate. Is they have a state executive council that leads students over the course of the school year. So starting in 2025, 2026, we do have an EVIT representative. So if Jacqueline could come on the stage real quick. So Jacqueline did an incredible job this year. She came to me, said she was interested in running for the treasurer at state. And she went through the process and was elected as the treasurer of Arizona State HOSA that will begin at ILC in Nashville here this summer.
Thank you, Mr. Winstead. Thank you, Ms. Tellez. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce one of our other deans, Dean Howell, to introduce for another student, career and technical student organization.
Madam President, board members, our esteemed families and friends and students, welcome tonight. Again, it's awesome to celebrate the accomplishments of our students. I'm going to introduce our Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, FCCLA advisor, Kristen Johnson.
Hello, nice to meet you guys. I teach fashion merchandising and design here at EVIT, and I have been here for many moons. So I am very well acquainted with FCCLA and have been for many years. And I oversee as the advisor for early childhood, interior design, culinary, and fashion. And this year we took about 50 students to state and came out with 3 national contenders, all in fashion, so yay, yes. So I want to announce and bring up here on stage I have 2 out of the 3 here, but they were all in fashion design. They placed first and third in fashion design. And so I have Melody Serrano, who placed second, if she can come up here. And then I have Luca, I just blanked on how to, is it Ringinger? Right? I always say Ringinger, but I know it's wrong, so I'll let her come up here. But she had a partner, Ben Anderson, that couldn't make it, but they both placed third place and got national contenders. Sorry about that. So I just want to tell you how proud I am of them, because for fashion design to be placed as a national contender is a big deal, because there's many applicants across the state that attend that. And these 2 individuals learned how to sew 2 weeks prior to jumping into this event and doing it, and they did amazing. So I'm very proud of them. Yep, we're good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, and I will hand it back over to John Howell.
So before we bring our board president back up here, can we please give our students a round of applause one more time for the job that they did? When I first became the superintendent, we would have these events and there'd be like just a little stack of, and a few people would become, and it's amazing to see how we have grown. And we've grown largely because of the quality instruction of the individuals that you see here and of our parents and of our students. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to work with you and with your children and faculty and staff. Thank you for the work that you do. Madam President.
Congratulations again. Really wonderful to see you all. Thank you, parents, and thank you, teachers and staff, for all your hard work. It's really impressive to see tonight. So I am going to make a motion that we recess for 10 minutes. Is there a second? Will you please call vote of acclamation? Or I'll call vote of acclamation. I'm the microphone. Hi. All in favor, say aye. Okay, we are on recess. You are free to enjoy your night and kind of enjoy the accomplishments of your students. And thank you for being here. Good night.
We want to hand out.
Rest of the HOSA students, please stay here. In a few minutes, we're going to go out and get a few pictures of you guys before you take off for the evening. Thank you so much.
Should I wait until I see it on the screen or?
No, it's streaming.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so. Ooh, I know, the muscles, the pure strength. So I'm going to call this meeting back to order at 6:21, and we are on item number 4 minutes. Is there a motion?
I would make a motion to recommend that we pass the minutes from April 14th, 2025.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I'll be abstaining as I wasn't here.
Madam President, I'm abstaining as well.
Okay, then let's call the vote by acclamation with Mr. Hobson and Mr. Lane abstaining.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, item 5, call to the public.
No, ma'am.
No, okay. Item 6, personnel. Let's see, we have A and B. I'd like a motion that.
There's a C also.
Oh, there, thank you. I'd like a motion that includes A, B, and C, please.
I move that we approve the personnel agenda with subtitles A, B, and C.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, please call a vote by acclamation.
Aye.
All those,
Wait, that's, he's going to call.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Great. Okay, item 7, information and discussion. Dr. Wilson.
Madam President, members of the Governing Board, the first item for information and discussion is a first read on a policy, and I'll ask our Director of Legal Services to give an overview of that.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson, members of the board. We're proposing an amendment to Chapter 7, Section 49, subsection B, the annual notification of FERPA rights. It's no longer required that we send individual notices to every parent. We can just publish that in the catalog, in our catalog, so that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And the other change to that is the No Child Left Behind is now the Every Student Succeeds Act, so that's the only change to that one.
Is there any discussion on this? Any questions for Mr. Hobel? Any clarification? Thank you very
That
much.
was the first read only.
First read, okay. Item 8 is our action items. And this is, item 8A is a policy revision. This is our second read. Is there a motion?
I'll move that we approve the policy revision listed in action item 8A.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? This was on personal leave for non-instructional staff. Looks like not. Please call the vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, action item 8B, the GMP 7.7 contract for Building 1, Floor 2 remodel. Do we have a motion?
Madam President, I make a motion that we accept item 8B.
I'll second that.
Okay, is there any discussion on this? Is there anything to add, Dr. Wilson?
Madam President, members of the Governing Board, just as an update, we continue to do the remodeling and updating of the campus here at Maine. You earlier, several meetings ago, approved the pre-construction for the second floor in Building 1, in which we had the early procurement for some of the HVAC and some of the other long lead items. What we're asking now is just as we start to get into the construction to have the authorization to continue to build. You'll notice, as it was in the last GMP, where it's broken out based on the life cycle analysis dollars as well as the actual dollars for the remodel. As a reminder, one of the things that we did a number of years ago is to create a life cycle analysis so that we understood how to stay current on the upkeep of the organization. And what we thought was important is to parse out the cost associated with the remodel to the life cycle analysis, meaning if some of that had been done over the course of years, then this price would not be what it is. So we just want to be mindful that why we did the life cycle analysis and what we hope to gain from it moving forward. So you'll see that tonight the GMP is $3,967,866. And that's again to begin the actual construction on the second floor of Building 2. We most likely will come back to you again in the future for the second floor in Building 2 to finish that project, and then potentially one more GMP after that when we talk about what we want to do in the culinary space and some other kind of smaller projects around the organization. And so we're still probably a good year out from construction being done, but we are running the corner that this plus maybe one or two more should be the last GMPs for the remodel at the main campus.
Any questions? Okay, do Do I have a motion? Did we already move?
Madam President, there is a motion, is there?
I believe there's a motion.
Is the motion to approve or accept?
I think we need to change it to approve, or is that okay, Mr. Colbell? Can you say accept, or do we need to change it to approve?
Why don't we change it to approve,
Okay.
just to be on the safe side?
Will you amend your motion, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Madam President, I make a motion that we approve item 8B.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Please call the vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, right back at you, Dr. Wilson, for item 9, staff reports.
Madam President, members of the governing board, like we talked about 2 weeks ago, this is a busy time of the year, and you saw some of it tonight. We have some more celebrations. Thursday night is the fashion show. I believe next week is the capstone screening of our film and TV our film program. Also, we have our completion ceremonies that are, I think, just about 3 weeks out, 3.5 weeks out. If you haven't been to one of those, I would ask you to please pick one of those 3 nights, or all 3 if you would like, and just give your name to Ms. Norris so we can make sure we get you in our VIP room. But it really is an experience. And once school's out, because we're on the year-round calendar pretty quickly, we start rolling into the next year. So things are going to finish strong. We're excited, optimistic that, our numbers continue to grow, which is good. We always have a bit of a concern in terms of the numbers that are on the books in November. What do they translate to students actually showing in August and July? So that's always a bit of a challenge for us, but we're optimistic that our numbers are better this year in terms of validity, and that we'll do a better job between now and the start of the school year so those students do show. And then, of course, once the school year starts, to keep the students. So about 3.5 weeks of school. Mr. Lane made the comment, the 90 days of May are in front of us, and that is the absolute truth. So we're no different here. So that's what we got going.
That is incredible, the 90 days of May. That's great. Okay, thank you, Dr. Wilson. Okay, so closing items, I have our next board meeting as May 12th. Is that correct?
Yeah, Madam
Okay.
President, members of the governing board, on that, we had talked about doing a work session prior to that board meeting. That board meeting also is the meeting that prior to, that we're going to be celebrating our retirees. So we asked that potentially we have that work session be at 4. I know that that is a bit of a conflict with several or some, so I don't know, do you want to try to at least start the conversation, and then if we don't feel that sufficiently is completed, we can then bridge it into a next one? As a reminder, that conversation is a bit of a deeper dive in terms of the Auditor General and statutory requirements for our IGAs, so that you guys are clear on directing us on those next step in negotiations. So we currently have it scheduled that we'll have a 4 o'clock study session on the 12th, followed by a 5 o'clock celebration of our retirees, and then our 6 o'clock dinner.
No, 6 o'clock meeting. And
Meeting, I'm sorry, yeah. Meeting, 4 or 5.
5 o'clock dinner.
This all rolls in.
Did you delay my dinner an hour?
I think that sounds great. That meeting is, I think, very much wanted, and I think that'd be great for us to do what we need to do to be here for that. So I appreciate that being on the calendar. So that leads us to adjournment.
I make a motion to
I second.
adjourn. You got a second?
Second, third, fourth.
Call the vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, this
Well
has
done.
to be the shortest meeting on record.